わらわは仕事が早いのが売りでな。千寿丸の名は伊達ではないぞ。
Alright, what is going on, guys? SpitefulHopes back again, coming at you with a showcase on Senjumaru, and she is she's pretty much completed. I do plan to level up her SP to at least level 5 in the future, but for now she's already taken up quite a lot of my resources, and I went from having like 10.1k rainbow potions down to 8,000. So definitely rainbow potions well deserved in my opinion. She's actually a lot stronger than I expected her to be. I was fooling around with her in guild quests. Like, personally, I really don't care about scoring high in guild quests, so I just like mess around, and since she fits the bill for their bonuses, I'm like, you know what, let's try this. So I did learn quite a lot from her. Going into it, let's just do this. You know what, let's actually go into her kit. Okay, Soul Reaper and Squad 0 with an Arankar killer. 840 base spiritual pressure. That's base spiritual pressure plus the level 1 SP slot. Focus 367, which is actually really high. Average focus, guys, is like 350. Like that used to be the average starting from like maybe 3 months ago. I haven't really paid too much attention because lately it's all about getting that special move level 2 for the focus 1000, and then 649 base attack, which is also incredibly high. Those base stats are nothing to play around with. Like near 800, 360 focus, and then like 600, near 650 attack for a frenzy character is stupid. Okay, and going into her skills, a bruiser of 20%, a berserker of 20%. I almost forgot about the lieutenant's badge. And then you have I put strong attack recharge on her straight up, havoc 20%, which makes her actually, honestly, I feel like the Havoc 20% made her so much stronger than she originally was. The Frenzy is obviously amazing. Debilitator plus 2 seconds for the Lacerate. And then she also has increased status ailment chance against Mind Attribute Arankars. It works out because she's Heart and she is an Arankar killer. So pretty much, this is pretty much a Debilitator, so she gets an extra 10% chance to inflict Lacerate against Mind Arankars. So if they're not already dying in one hit, they should be dead soon. Increased damage to lacerated enemies by 40%. This does proc again. This does proc even if you do not inflict the lacerate yourself. So if you're running with like a Mind Tensa, or for some reason like Tech Shunsui that like in like Droplet Zone or something like that, that will proc. The Sprinter plus 1 is great. Hit hidden enemies is from the Zeta Ball. I'm going to be using that because we will be going against Hollows and Arankars in Inheritance Zone, and we just want to make sure that they die. One thing to note is you can animation cancel all of her, I want to say almost all of her attacks except for maybe her SA1, which is really strong, which I'll show that later. But there are some cons which I will go into. First and foremost, she does not have Devastation, which you could argue, well, my personal argument against not having Devastation is, oh, okay, you know what, she might not deal 40% damage, like just raw damage. However, she'll inflict Lacerate with the first hit of her special, and then every subsequent hit will get the 40% damage boost because they're going to be lacerated, right? That does work, but however, in stuff like I was going to say Senkaimon, in stuff like Guild Quest, that does end up being a real issue simply because the first hit will proc, right, the Lacerate, and then every subsequent hit will do the 40% extra damage. But the problem with that in Guild Quest is when you have, like, even with Attention Tide, there are going to be times that if you don't have Killer, you're probably not going to kill them in the first hit. And the issue with that is if you're not killing them in the first hit, you're wasting a hit of that special move that should have killed. So you might actually not be able to kill all the waves or kill the boss when you're trying to do the boss rooms, right? So like that's one issue that I found with her. I didn't really have a problem killing with her strong attacks though. Like her first strong attack has a 3,000 radius length, and I think the spread on it's like 870, which is actually kind of insane. If I slow this down, you can actually see one of the sprites in there. I'm gonna have to slow it down and then look at it myself before I can really say what it is. But yeah, second strong attack. As you can see here, she puts on the robe. It looks good, it looks clean, and you get the barrier for your entire team. As you can see here, like it just looks nice on everyone. And what I like the most about it is, depending on the amount of protection that you have, oops, depending on the amount of protection that you have, you can actually see the difference in the animation. So you'll see that her robe has like 3. That means she has 3 hits on the barrier. You have 1 here. So whenever you take hits, like you'll see that it goes, oh well, I took too many hits too quickly, but you can actually see it go down, which is pretty cool. You can actually see her Zanpakuto spirit. I don't know if it's the Zanpakuto spirit that comes out on the SA3. It's kind of really hard to look at. Let's do our first strong attack. Not able to proc lacerate, even though he's a mind enemy. Not able to proc it there either. Honestly, that third should actually proc quite regularly. So that's kind of interesting to see that it didn't proc at all. Because he is a mind Rankar, right? Like, now I don't normally test play characters, but over here you have like a large view. Yeah, so you can actually get a good look at that third strong attack over there. Pretty interesting. Like, I really do need to read the Thousand Year Blood War part of the manga. But, yeah, so pretty interesting. I personally like her animations quite a lot. I feel like it fits her in particular. And that's pretty much like all you really need to say. Now I'm going to go with a pure raw damage build and see exactly how much damage I can like eke out of her. Let's go with the hollow bait. Alright, so let's go with like full Senkaizen links and see exactly how much damage we can actually do there. Full stamina damage boost. We should actually get more damage from this build. My Kenpachi won't give as much SP because of the level 3 slot, but he is a strong attack damage 25% link. And he does have a level 10 SP. No, he has a level 7 SP slot. I need to work on that. Alright, so let's try this and see exactly how much damage she can get. My issue with this build is since her second strong attack is a barrier type move, I'm actually going to show you that you can animation cancel, which I personally like that about her. So you use that and then you immediately like animation cancel. You can like cancel that for the most part, and then the third strong attack you can cancel that too. So when it comes to like actually running content, she is really fast. Like, I ain't even going front. She's pretty damn fast. Oh nice, we procced the lacerate on the nad. Okay, that's pretty cool. Let's finish him off. Couldn't proc lacerate because they're dead. And not that I'm complaining off that. It's like 12.5k. That's without a crit. Crits deal 20% more damage, I believe. So 12k to 13.5 sounds about right. I actually really love that they used that as the animation. Oh, but that's a perfect example. Yeah, so we used our special there, and even though we're using like a Senkaimon link, we're using a full stamina damage boost, which actually does affect your special move damage. Since the devastation starts, well, since the 40% extra damage takes place after you inflict damage, her not having devastation also means that you can't really clear waves without a tension tie, and that can really hurt a character. Like, you see, like, that third strong attack literally killed absolutely everything, but her special move couldn't even kill, like, the trash mob stage. So that's, in my opinion, a very, very big con to her. But, like, say you're running something like Inheritance Zone or Extreme Co-op, and she's actually joining the lobby and not hosting, I think she's gonna she'll perform just fine. Like, she'll still be able to nuke the boss. She just won't be able to, in my opinion, unless you have her like 5 out of 5 with like max transcendence. Like, I don't really see her hosting many lobbies and making use of being a nuke. Like, for example, when I run Extreme Co-op, I use my Kirinji, and even my Kirinji is unable to clear like the last stage by himself in terms of just using one special move, like one and done. However, someone like this is actually a perfect example, because like I was running with Chancleta, and my Kirinji, he is a great character, but he doesn't have killer against the bosses, in extreme co-op, and even as a 5 out of 5 special with the level 2 SP slot, and even running a tension tie, like even and with the devastation 40%, he's not able to kill the entire last stage. However, a character like here we go. However, a character like Kisuke with an Arankar killer gets an extra 20% damage off that, and then on top of that, his special actually has weakening. So even if you're able to proc like just like two hits per enemy, that weakening deals like an extra 50% damage. So he pretty much just clears the entire stage by himself with one soul bomb. Well, the last stage with the soul bomb, as opposed to a max transcendent Kirinji. This is a max transcendent Kisuke with tension tie, by the way. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, devastation does make a hell of a difference, and I do find the fact that she doesn't have devastation, I feel like it hurts her in terms of nuking, but from a standpoint of just providing support and dealing actual good damage, she has that in spades. Like the fact that she actually gets a disabler on her attacks, well, a disabler on her first and third and normal attack string, that's actually really, really good, because most characters with disabler, well, if we're gonna talk about disabler doesn't matter what opponents you're facing, it'll automatically proc. However, characters like Speed Kisuke or Speed Halibel, they have disabler, but it only procs for their third strong attack. They don't have the bonus of the first strong attack, and they don't have the bonus of their special move, because a disabler is completely useless, and special move is 100% proc rate. You also have lacerate on her normal attack damage string, which as you saw earlier in the video, actually ended up helping us quite a bit. Lacerate, in my opinion, is actually a very good it's a very good status element, especially against co-op bosses in those lobbies, because the bosses completely get neutered in terms of being able to use their special moves. Like, they lose their one-shot mechanic when you proc lacerate. So a character like Senjumaru, if there are Arankar enemies, especially bosses, she's going to be amazing. And if you're running yo, and if the enemies are Arankar, bro, and she procs that lacerate with the debilitator, and you're running like 4 Senjumarus, y'all all given increased dig. Like, y'all are literally digging your 1,000 arms into the prostate and milking the living hell out of it. Don't ask me about that. My girl randomly came home after a Fifth Ed class, and yo, she be wildin'. She low key be wildin'. But I'm gonna leave it at that. You know, this guy's grind. I'll catch you up. Maybe stay blessed. Senjumaru is an excellent character. Like I said, she has some problems with the nuking potential, but when you're running like full strong attack recharge, that barrier can be really, really helpful, and I do think that she makes a very good autoing unit. Is she worth getting her SP to level 10? Yes, if you can get a dupe of her, by all means get that focus level 10, and she will literally be a goddess. She will do everything that you need her to. But I'm gonna leave it at that. You know, this guy's grind. I'll catch you up. Stay blessed. I wish y'all the best luck of your summons. And yeah, yo, guys, like at the end of the day, this is Squad 0, and I think that Kirinji and Senjumaru both make a very good case for Squad 0. I haven't played with Hikifune yet. I'm sure she does too. I have a Flurry Soul Reaper killer. Like, let's be real here. That's pretty beefy. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Stay blessed, y'all. See y'all in the next one. Peace.